Good evening and welcome to our Monday, August 19, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Gerald Bryan. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Indigenous communities to get US $23.2 million in 2024 as cut from carbon credit sales increases. NTC Chair lauds government for championing political land rights of Indigenous peoples. GTU strikes agreement with government on housing, scholarships for teachers. Contractor has disappointed us. EDGHILL on upgrade of CJIA baggage handling system. Guyanese icon Dave Martins has died. And 2 males, 16 and 20, killed in separate accidents along the West Coast Berbice Road. Now for the news in detail. In an effort to ensure that Indigenous communities continue to benefit generously from the lucrative US $750 million carbon credit deal with Hess Corp, the government will be increasing the share going to these communities in 2024 by over 11%. In our lead story tonight, you will hear that this decision would see Indigenous communities benefiting from some US $23.2 million this year. Let's have a look. When the government signed a US $750 million carbon credit deal with Hess Corporation, it was with the understanding that 15% of all revenue would go to Indigenous communities. But with Guyana set to earn US $87.5 million this year, a reduction from the US $150 million it earned in 2023, it could have meant less money for Indigenous communities. In an effort to prevent that, President Dr. Irfaan Ali announced that his government will be increasing the Indigenous people's share from carbon credits this year. The head of state made this announcement during the opening of the National Tushaus Conference on Monday at the Arthur Chung Conference Center.
This year, the total revenue received from carbon credit sale is $87.5 million, which is less than last year, right? So your 15% should be less because it's $87.5 million. But because we are a government that care and love you, because we are a government that believes in giving more and not less, we have taken a decision to allocate 26.5% of the earning this year to you. Although the agreement is 15%, we do not want you to get less than what you had. We have increased the percentage of this year earning to 26.5%, ensuring that you will get no less than what you got last year. You will get $23.2 million US dollars or 4.84 billion Guyana dollars in your villages.
Based on the agreement, Hess will purchase 750 million carbon credits between 2022 and 2032. Of the US $150 million that was received last year, a total of 242 Indigenous villages benefited from US $22.5 million. It therefore means that based on the government's increase in the allocation percentage, Amerindians will get more than ever before this year.
As a result of this investment, over 800 transformative projects are on the way in villages, which has resulted in growth and development, expansion, building of eco-lodges, tourism facility, agriculture facility. All of this is ongoing. All of this is ongoing as a result of this investment.
Gerald Bryan, The Evening News. The People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC government has been lauded by the National Tushaus Council (NTC) for its efforts to improve not only the economic and social livelihood of Indigenous peoples, but also their political participation, a feat in which Guyana is leading the region. Here is Keroy Williams with the details.
During Monday's opening ceremony for the National Tushaus Council Conference, the PPPC government was lauded for its efforts to protect and advance the rights of Indigenous people. Mention was made by NTC Chairman Derek John of the legislative advances made by the government on Indigenous matters. The very existence of the NTC, which was first established in 2006, is the brainchild of the PPPC government, a fact that John also paid tribute to.
Guyana is the only country that gave indigenous leaders this opportunity, and we have to be proud of that. Guyana is the first country that have ever set up a legislation that represents and protects the rights of the indigenous people. Now other countries are taking the model out of what we have developed over the past years. And so there's a lot of things that we can be proud of. And so to being a Guyanese, to being an indigenous, it is something that we need to cherish.
According to John, the NTC has had a good working relationship with the government over the past few years. This collaboration includes in the area of forest management, where Guyana was able to, for the first time ever, certify and sell carbon credits. A portion of the revenue earned from those credits goes to indigenous communities. John credited President Ephraim Ali for making Guyana a model in forest management.
Guyana, even though it's a very small country, it is standing out today. Guyana is being recognized worldwide. Why? Because we are the leading country that is fighting climate change. That's one of the natural phenomenon that is affecting the entire world. And even that we are a very small nation, we are leading the world. We are showing to the world what we can do to be able to save this world for future generations. And it takes visionary leadership. And we must again give that credit to His Excellency, the President of Guyana.
Meanwhile, Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai gave further details about the PPPC government's support to Amerindian communities.
I wish to also point out that since 2020, there's been a reversal of the neglect which was pervasive in many of the villages, both in the hinterland and in the riverine communities. I wish also to remind you or to point out that the transformation that is taking place in villages across the hinterland have seen the replenishment of this household solar systems, where our government invested in more than 30,000 solar panel household systems, which are now with you, where internet connectivity is available, that students from the hinterland, the riverine areas and local communities are benefiting from the Gold Scholarship. In addition to that, I wish also to say that our government is aggressively pursuing the completion of connectivity to the internet under the Honorable Prime Minister's office. And in a couple of short months from now, I know that we will be able to complete the batch of 203 villages fully connected to the internet.
The executive body of the NTC is appointed every 3 years during the annual conference. This is after the regions elect their members to serve on the council. Kelroy Williams, The Evening News.
Despite not agreeing to a figure for salary increases for teachers, President of the Guyana Teachers Union, GTU, Dr. Mark Light, has revealed that the union and government have been able to settle on several pertinent non-salary benefits for educators as part of the 2024-2026 multi-year agreement. Trishelle Sobers tells us in this report that these benefits would see teachers being able to access house lots and free scholarships at the University of Guyana.
In a live broadcast over the weekend, GTU's President Dr. Mark Light disclosed that government is mulling plans to put a committee in place to fast-track the allocation of house lots to educators. This comes on the heels of an agreement made between the union and the Education Ministry when they last met to discuss non-salary benefits for teachers. The Evening News understands that when operational, the committee will be responsible for filtering teachers' house lot applications, which will subsequently be submitted directly to the Ministry of Housing and Water's Central Housing and Planning Authority for processing.
The ministry did return with a document to say that came from housing, which claimed that several teachers in all the housing areas have been allotted land for building. That brought us to the place where we then said that it is better for the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union to set up a committee to treat with teachers' applications for those teachers who would have applied for house lots within a certain period, right? Those who did not get their house lot, that you can filter the information to this committee that we will set up to activate on behalf of the teacher the process.
In addition, GTU was able to secure a 100% increase in scholarships exclusive to the University of Education for teachers. This will see 70 educators securing free scholarships for diplomas in education and 30 securing masters in education through the prestigious institute. According to Light, these benefits will improve the livelihoods of all teachers, and its ripple effect will see students benefiting from quality education.
We have had the ministry commit so that these persons will receive their RAI on their monthly salary. The RAI now is moving from 20,000 to 23,000, right? The RAI is moving from 20,000 to 23,000. So there's an increase of about 17% on the RAI there for our hinterland brothers and sisters. Ask me, is it enough? Absolutely not. But there is a move to provide additional benefits for the hinterland teachers. In the area of scholarships, we've now had 100% increase in scholarships specific to the University of Guyana. We know that a lot of teachers access gold scholarships, and we argue that we would like the scholarships to be exclusive to the University of Guyana in particular. That never happened before. We've always just had first degrees. So a teacher can actually do a diploma or they can do a master's degree. And so there's going to be 30 teachers who are going to be beneficiaries of post-grad degrees. So if you want to go back and do an additional degree for that 1 year, it will be free of cost. If you want to go and do a master's degree, which is over $1 million, I believe, is the cost of the university, you will be able to do that free of cost.
The Ministry of Education is offering teachers a 10% across-the-board salary increase for 2024, 8% for 2025, and 9% for 2026. Initially, GTU proposed a 39.5% for 2024 and a 30% for 2025 and 2026 respectively. It has since indicated that its members are willing to accept a 20% increase across the board. In his weekly press conference, Vice President Dr. Jagdeo reasoned that government's 10% salary increase proposal for teachers would see them earning $12 billion in 3 years. But the GTU, though its membership is divided on the offer, has rejected it. Nevertheless, Jagdeo contended that government's offer is a good one, noting that government already spends approximately $40 billion in teachers' packages per year. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
2 young men were killed on Sunday evening in separate accidents on the West Coast Berbice Public Road in Region 5, Mahaica Berbice. Details in this Michael Henry report.
A teenager was killed at about 19 hours 50 on Sunday evening after his motorcycle was struck by a car on the Unverwat Public Road, West Coast, Berbice. Dead is 16-year-old Jahim Gangu of Hopetown Village, West Coast, Berbice, who was driving a motorcycle with 14-year-old Elijah Rigby as the pillar rider. Based on police reports, the motorcycle suddenly turned across the road into the path of the car, causing a collision and resulting in both teenagers receiving injuries. They were picked up and taken to the Fort Wellington Public Hospital, where the motorcyclist was pronounced dead on arrival while the pillar rider was treated and sent away. Meanwhile, later Sunday night, a pedestrian, Aaron Dukaran, a 20-year-old Mason was struck and killed by a motor car at the number 2 public road, West Coast, Berbice. Police say the accident occurred at around 23 hours when the pedestrian reportedly ran across the road into the path of an oncoming motorcar. Dukaran was flung into the air and landed on the rear of another car that was parked on the opposite side of the road. The injured man was picked up by public-spirited citizens and taken to the Fort Wellington Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. His aunt, Narifa Singh, said after receiving news about the accident, they headed to the hospital where they were informed that he died.
Lay down on the stretcher. Blood all over. Give a smile on your face, see you open. He had a black jersey wrapped around his neck. Pull out the jersey. This whole one side here, look like when he one punch out. And he had one big gash here. They had one bucket underneath his stretcher when I catch blood. That stuffy twist, it cut all.
According to the woman, she along with other family members went to the police station in an effort to gather information.
The child that hit here and dunk was there. The father was there, his mom and everybody else. The police questioning him and the father answering. I was standing right there. When the police tell you that you have to sign that he did a breathalyzer test, stating that he had alcohol in his system. The father said at how, is one beer you drink? And he said yes, one beer you drink. Instead of the child to answer question, the father answering for the child. Anyhow, they're walking outside, and next officer went to the vehicle to take out pictures. My husband put the 2 hands behind his back and just went and picked the vehicle to see the damage. The officer turned and said, how? What all of y'all come out of your bed for this hour in the night and gather here? So one gunman should have just come in and shoot up all of you. And that is a police officer.
According to the aunt, they were able to obtain information that suggested that the driver of the car was at a wedding celebration before taking the wheel on his way home.
I wasn't there, I can't say, but everybody's saying no, he was not. He didn't run inside no car, run open on road, or run in the park and on vehicle. He was at the side of the vehicle, and if you do go and see the vehicle where his slippers and was and how the vehicle knocked air and pitch end up in the next vehicle. It's 3 vehicles involved in the accident. Air and pitch. After he knocked from one vehicle, he got to the next vehicle. The next one, he end up in the people and park it. And the whole one side gash from the concrete. The people and bridge, he knocked out completely. We need justice, we want justice. We picking dead, we know he not come back. And the police them go tell me that how we go in and fight in the family. Here and done dead. They say how we might go fight the family and break up. Then care what we go break up people's vehicle for. Here and dead. Here and I come back. We need justice. It can't go down like this. You can't push around a grieving family. He's just 21 years. Yesterday was his birthday. And he died yesterday, same time.
Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
Renowned Guyanese musician and leader of the Trade Winds Band, Dave Martins, died on Sunday at the age of 90 after a period of illness. Martins is widely known for his many songs, popular among which are his patriotic renditions Not a Blade of Grass and Is We Own. His wife, Annette Arjun Martins, confirmed his death in a Facebook post on Sunday evening. She subsequently announced today that the family will be having a private funeral and a public memorial will be held at a later date. Martins spent his boyhood days at Hague on the west coast of Berbice and served the British Guiana Airways at Atkinson Field before migrating for Canada in his early 20s. He later migrated to the Cayman Islands for some time and finally returned to Guyana, where he has settled since. Condolences have been pouring in, hailing Martins for his contributions to the local creative and music industries. President Dr. Irfaan Ali has called him a true Caribbean icon, stating that he was more than just a musician. The head of state said that in moments of threats to Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity, Martin's music lifted Guyanese spirits, reminding them to never surrender an inch of our territory. Vice President Dr. Barry Jagdio has also said that Martin's contributions to music, culture, and the Guyanese community have left an indelible mark, and his talent and patriotic legacy will live on. Meanwhile, Culture, Youth and Sport Minister Charles Ramson Jr. has described Martins as a national treasure. Here is more of what the Culture Minister had to say.
When it comes to the contribution that he has made, it goes beyond the words of the songs that he sang, and it went into the creation of a spirit, not creation, but the amplification of a spirit of nationhood and the building of national pride. If you think about how long his music has resonated with us, it shows the timelessness of his talent and his contribution, which is something that may have been part of his creation many decades prior to that, but still firmly resonates with all of our citizens today, with his life and his life's work, and it is turned into a national resonating voice that, especially in moments when we needed to show that, we needed to speak very clearly in that one voice. He was part of that, and a big part of that. And I don't think that when he started, that's what he set out to do. But it ended up becoming that way. But that shows the power of the man, and the man that he became this legend. And his music is going to live on forevermore.
This land is our land now. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend the like a mound. Never break. All of us came here, and they didn't die there. And we are moving from here. Big brother speaks on the mirror. So we are giving rising it.
Coming up on the other side of the break, Contractor has disappointed us. EDGHILL on upgrade of CJIA baggage handling system. Please stay tuned.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Did you know GUYANESE Super 95 gasoline has an octane rating of 95, the highest rating available in Guyana? This premium fuel is known to enhance the performance of your engine, making it run smoother and more efficiently, leading to better fuel economy and improved performance. Choose Super 95 for more mileage and better overall performance.
Over 205,000 school-aged children benefit from a $45,000 Because We Care cash grant and uniform voucher. This initiative helps parents ensure their children have the tools needed for education. Oil and gas revenue makes up 29% of the 2020.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Public Works Minister EDGHILL has expressed his disappointment at the contractor installing an inline baggage system at the Cheddi-Jagan International Airport, CJIA. Find out more in this Trishelle Sobers report.
An $81 million contract was awarded to K&S General Contractors Incorporated for the construction of the baggage handling system, which will reduce wait times for travelers by eliminating the need for passengers to take their bags to the scanner. The works were set to be completed in July. However, Public Works Minister EDGHILL told the Evening News on Saturday that the contractor has failed to meet that deadline.
The contractor has disappointed us in terms of the delivery. It's late, and we are addressing it.
Nevertheless, the Public Works Minister noted that other works at CJIA are progressing very nicely.
The elevators are in, escalators are in, the floor, the terrazzo floor has been completed, the air conditioning is in, the plumbing, the electricity is in. They're finalizing a number of things and getting it completed. You're going to love it when it is completed. The commercial center, you'll have about 20 spaces for duty-free and concession areas, so it's going to be a major expansion out there. It's coming along very, very well.
These additional works on the commercial center will see new spaces for food concession areas, 50 duty-free shops, lounges, play parks, and restaurants, along with a new administration building to house the airport's more than 300 airport staff. Avinash Contracting and Scrap Metal Incorporated is working on the administrative building with a budget of $890 million and on the rapid pavement with a budget of $703 million, while PD Contracting is working on the $874 million commercial center. During an inspection of the site back in June, engineers and technical teams from the various contracting companies spearheading the project revealed that the construction of the VIP lounge and commercial center is approximately 58% complete. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Through various initiatives implemented by the Guyana Police Force (GPF), there has been a reduction in fatal accidents and road deaths recorded across Regional Division 3. Caroy Williams joins us again with the details.
Speaking during a recent broadcast of the Police and New program, Region 3's officer in charge of Traffic Assistant Superintendent Maniram Jagnanan delved into traffic updates for the respective area within his division. He related that whilst one death is too many, there has been a decline in fatal accidents from January to August when compared to the same period last year.
I can safely say also that during the course of last year, from the 4th of January to yesterday's date of August 2023 and same period for 2024, we had amount of fatal accident 19 for last year, resulted in 24 deaths. And this period here, we have 11 fatal accidents, resulted in 11 deaths. So we have a great reduction.
On this note, Jagnanan encouraged drivers to always prioritize safety when using the roadways.
Do not consume alcohol and drive. Do not speed in. Always pay attention to the roadway and ensure that your vehicles are in fit and serviceable condition, so that if you have to apply your brakes to avoid an accident, so be it. Look, you're speeding, and this is one of the things that is contributing to the carnage on our roadways, speeding. Yeah. Speeding and driving under the influence of alcohol, coupled together, it's a very dangerous combination. So he made it very clear to us, look, interact with person. Why are you speeding, sir? Why are you, interact with them. It must have to be a reason. And if the ranks could weigh that together and say, look, lecture to them. Lecture to them. Nothing is wrong if the rank give them a ticket. And nothing is wrong also if the rank give them a warning. So a person must understand this, because if you go to a foreign soil and the police stop you and give you a speeding ticket, you cannot say any ill-fated thing to them or ill-sated thing to them.
Additionally, he noted that the GPF is keen on ensuring that documentations of vehicles such as fitness and insurance are in order.
Look, talk to persons as it relates to the documentation for the vehicle. Insurance, the vehicle insurance, to ensure that the vehicle insurance are intact. The fitness of the vehicle, ensure that It is intact, revenue license, also the driver's license. So what our aim and objective is to educate more. Educate, and enforce at the same time. Because these are things that we are doing consistently and persistently, going out to communities and teaching them about road safety, because we want our lives, we want our, especially young lives, to be preserved.
Earlier this month, Acting Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken revealed that the GPF recorded 74 fatal accidents in 2023 and 56 so far for this year. In addition, 84 road deaths were recorded last year and 67 in 2024 to date, while 187 serious accidents were recorded in 2023 against 178 in 2024. Kelroy Williams, The Evening News.
A new pump station, which was constructed to the tune of a whopping $446.8 million, was commissioned on Saturday at Adventure Village on the Quarantine in Region 6. Michael Henry has more in this report.
That was Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa during the commissioning of the $446 million pump station at Adventure Village in Berbice. The new station will facilitate the draining of over 6,000 acres of residential and farmlands. In addition, it will support all the major outfalls in areas such as Eversham and number 43 villages. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Mustafa stated that several other pump stations will soon be commissioned across the country.
We will be building shortly a number of other pump stations. You heard the Director General mention we have another 2 on the Essequibo coast. We have another one at Trafalgar in Region 5, and those will be commissioned very shortly. We have some in Region 3. So by the end of this year, a number of these projects will be commissioned and come into operation. When I became here Minister of Agriculture, I came and I said, we will build a pump station here to drain the entire area here. Now, this pump station, I heard the technical person said that this pump station is capable of draining 126,000 gallons per minute. And imagine that we used to have a sluice here alone.
Furthermore, he explained the reasoning behind the building of these pumps, stating that a big factor is due to Guyana's land being below sea level.
Gravitational drainage sometimes is difficult. That is why we are putting all these pumps and all the other mechanisms in place. We are now embarking on a project where by the end of this year, early next year, we'll be procuring another 40 pumps where we'll put to different parts of the country to complement the system that we have now. Because we recognize for us to be more productive, for farmers to benefit more effectively, we have to make those investments.
The contract for the construction of the pumping facility was awarded in October 2021. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
As Guyana's economy is being rapidly transformed, there is a push for the local private sector to take full advantage of the many opportunities available by reassessing its business strategies, including investing in the advancement of staff members. Kelroy Williams reports.
This call was made by developmental strategist of Sandler, Mississauga, Robin Singh, during his appearance on the Energy Perspective podcast hosted by the Guyana Energy Conference. Singh reaffirmed President Dr. Afrin Ali's call for local businesses to re-evaluate their mindset to fully capitalize on the opportunities in Guyana's new economic era. However, he explains that for businesses to thrive amid the country's unprecedented development, stakeholders must invest in building capacity among their staff.
I've got to change the mindset of my people, the mindset of my employees, right? The mindset of our associates. Because when you think about it, that's who represents your company. Right? They're the face of your company. and they can dictate whether the reputation of a company is high standard or low standard. And in this growth economy where maybe they're not accustomed to it.
Moreover, Singh advised business owners to not let the common misconception of investing in employees stymie their development trajectory.
Because sometimes we see we have a mindset of, if I train you and I spend money on you, you'll leave the company and take it somewhere else. There's a mindset.
Yeah.
But what happens if I do train my people? What happens if I do invest in them? Think about how they feel. The commitment now that they have to the organization. Right? I believe they will stay because they value the investment that you're making on them, and they will stay if you have the right culture, right? And you have the right tools to help them grow. Right? I think they'll stay with you.
Singh highlighted that if these simple but necessary strategies are not rolled out, the head of state's plans of grasping every opportunity will not come into fruition. Meanwhile, Sandler Training, which is a global leader in corporate sales training, trains some 30,000 sales associates per year. Kelroy Williams, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Tuesday, August 20, 2024 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Barbisford Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic at 16 hours 40 on Tuesday, August 20, 2024, also for 1.5 hours.
U.S. Embassy Sports Envoy program targets track and field. This and more coming up in the Sportscast.
Factory and dockyard owners, Sylvie's now has in stock the 5000 PSI North Star Heavy Duty Pressure Washer. It delivers industrial strength cleaning power and durability, blasting through the toughest caked on mud, dirt and debris. Great for prepping concrete surfaces, stripping paint and removing barnacles. Shop now at sylviesonline.com or visit our 31 High and Hatfield Street store. We also deliver. Call or WhatsApp 623-7755 for more info.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Attention homeowners and contractors. You must see the wide variety of toilet sets of Gaffurs before you build. They have two types of toilet designs. S-trap, which goes down into the floor, and P-trap, which goes out through the wall. Both designs come in dual flush and lever flush. The dual flush helps conserve on water usage, and both are fitted as normally done. Spare parts are readily available for all the toilets sold at Gaffurs. So get quality sanitary ware products at affordable prices for home or office from Gaffur's MacDoom Mega Complex and outlets at Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, BV, Rose Hall, Kanji and Diamond. for superior customer service, superior quality, and competitive prices. It's Gaffurs, the name you can trust.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe. Premier insurance coverage for less.